Hello, hello! We are back again with some 1992. Whatever reason, I felt nervous going into this, and I'm unsure why. But this is your friendly reminder to check in with your friends, check in with people, ask if they're okay, ask if they're fine, and yeah. Mental health matters, man. Make sure people are okay. But, regardless, we are back for some WCW Worldwide, or World Championship Wrestling. Unsure why there's two different names. Because anywhere I search online, it's NWA/WCW Worldwide. Or this is just World Championship Wrestling. I don't know. Maybe the show changed its name to that and it was harder to do a narrative to change it, because I know sometime in 1992 WCW splits from the NWA, so maybe that was the easiest way. I'm unsure. Normally I feel like I need to get the little things out the way. Let me see if I can find it. Normally I use Scott's Blog of Doom a lot, as stated. But normally I also use wrestling recaps to help me with the worldwide results. For whatever reason, I'm missing a few worldwides from this time. Unsure. So instead, I am once again back on the history of WCW. Not the history of WCW, sorry, the history of WWE.com. That's the same website we use for main event. The one that's basically just like one big, I'm using my hands here, you can't see, one big Word document, so it makes it a little harder to distinguish between shows. So if I seem a bit scatterbrained, I also want to apologise, maybe this is the reason why I feel nervous, for the last stream. Oh, if you're watching this video for the last video, the one that's like 2.5 hours. I was just all over the camp. Had a bad day at work. I hate my job. In case anyone needs that tidbit. And then I do this, and I'm like thinking of, I'm on my phone, making sure the little cat's alright, and I'm just thinking of 50 things at once. Because apparently I take the weight of the world on my shoulders. So yeah, I apologise about the last stream. I felt like I was a little scatterbrained. That could happen this stream, if I'm completely honest. Again, just bad day at work. But we're here now. Everything's fine. I can zoom my way back. What year are we in? Life? 2025, Jesus. So 25, 8. Someone do the maths me. What, like 33 years? 33 years ago to 1992? That seems about right. So just focus on that. Hopefully the RuneScape music isn't too loud. Hopefully that's a suitable level. Got myself a cider, so we're back again. I have just seen on these results that Ricky Steamboat is managed by the Ninja. Ricky Steamboat, the Ninja. I just want to say, I feel like I'm not going to be able to find out who this manager is. So the AI is telling me Ricky Steamboat is a retired professional wrestler who never managed the Ninja, but is considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I agree. So what's this on about? Is there something I'm missing that says Ricky Steamboat is managed by a ninja? Is Ricky Steamboat managed by another wrestler who's pretending to be a ninja because Dustin Rhodes didn't have a managing license? Question mark. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I wonder, actually quickly checking, is there a new picture pack for this mod? Just because I feel like, I understand, I think it might be Fleisch, is that how you pronounce it? Created this mod. And man's put bare work into this, and I can only praise it. Like, part of me is worried that the next... Alright, I should have the most recent pictures. Part of me is worried that the next update that comes out for it is going to, like, blow the one I'm working on out the water. But we'll get to that. It doesn't look like there's any new pictures. There's just a few wrestlers whose pictures I'd like to change. Anyway, sorry, let's take a quick drink and we can get started. So in this WCW, we have Sting beating Vader. He wins via countout in 6 minutes. What's that all about? So we have Sting taking on Big Van Vader, who isn't here. That's annoying. Instead, he can take on Heel Male. What are the other matches? Steamboat against Zbyszko, Vinny Vegas, who's managed by Harley Race, beating Chris Sullivan. Hayes and Garvin defeating the Italian Stallion and Weston, and Van Hammer pinning Mike Thorne. We could have Sting against Heel. Arn Anderson works for me, if I'm completely honest. Let's make this 15 minutes. Sting wins. Make it a storytelling match, but we'll make it just by count out, similar to this one. Boop. After Vader missed a charge on the floor and hit the ring post, after the match, Race attacked Sting in the ring, only to sustain the Stinger Splash, and was briefly caught in the Scorpion Deathlock. Moments later, Sting hit a plancha on the floor onto Vader before leaving ringside. That's fine, we can do that. Race. In fact, let's have Heyman attack Sting in the ring, only to sustain the Stinger Splash, and we'll do is make it a bit more present tense. And is briefly caught in Scorpion Deathlock. Moments later, Sting hits a plancha to the floor onto the Dangerous Lions before leaving ringside. He's not Heyman. Dangerously. That is fine. 4 minutes. So we have Sting. We have Paul E. And let's just have all of the Dangerous Alliance. Bobby, Steve, Larry, Medusa. Do we have Paul E? Yeah. Who else is in it? Oh, Rick Rude I'm missing, and that seems like it. Perfect. We also have Ricky Steamboat pinning Larry Zbyszko with a roll-up. After the bout, Zbyszko prepared to attack on Steamboat until the ninja got between them. Who is the ninja? I'm never going to be able to figure that out. That's fine. Instead of the ninja, we'll just say Dustin, who I think might be the ninja. Ricky Steamboat against Larry Zbyszko. Have we done this match before? We haven't, that's fair. So Steamboat can win with a flash pinfall. Zbyszko prepares to attack Steamboat until the ninja got between them. Pairs? It is a yes. To attack Steamboat until... And then we'll just put Dustin gets between them. Perfect. Larry, Dustin and Ricky. Perfect. 4 minutes, Angle, Serious in the ring. Good with me. Put that here. Vinny Vegas with Harley Race. Who is... If we just check in general... Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash, man, 65, still looking great. He must have been so young, 32. For some reason, it seems to have aged like fine wine. 1992, Vinny Vegas. January 21st at Clash of Champions, he was repackaged as Vinny Vegas as a wide-cracking pseudo-mobster based on Steve Martin's character in My Blue Heaven. Vegas was quickly recruited into a half-ton of Holy Hell stable of large wrestlers created by Harley Race, which included Lex, Vader, and I knew there was a big man stable. The stable separated in 92 after Luger left and Vegas joined the Diamond Mine, a stable led by DDP. That also included the Diamond Stud, which is Scott Hall, and Scotty Flamingo, which is Raven. In the summer of 92, after Stud and Flamingo left the stable, with Scott Hall leaving for the WWF and Raven just going on his own, Page and Vegas became a tag team together as the Vegas Connection. The tag team split in late 92 when Page was fired by Bill Watts. Nash spent the first half of 93 teaming with Big Sky, who is Sabretooth in the X-Men films. Alright. Let's find out if he's a wrestler. Who knew? Sabretooth, as well as Michael Myers in 2 Halloween films. He's also in Doom Patrol. Fucking wrestled in New Japan. Today you learn, man. Today you do learn. In June 93, Nash left WCW to sign a contract with WWF. Who are the Cole twins? Kent and Keith Cole. So, like, this mid-90s WCW is gonna kill me. There's nothing on the Cole twins. Right. Anyway, that's fine. I'm happy to create a stable called a half ton of Holy Hell with Harley Race as the leader. Big Van Vader, I guess, just a member. Lex as the deputy. Mr. Hughes can kind of be a member. Vinny Vegas doesn't need to be in it. I don't know. What can we use? What's a decent enough, like, Harley Race level of picture? Don't even think Von Erichs would be a good one. I need to find something. See, these are too modern of stable pictures for us to like ever get this far to have the social outcasts. That triple threat one was fine. Where's that? Yeah, that works. It doesn't hurt my eyes. Again, I kind of think is there not a triple threat? The Dynamite, the Power Team. The Power Team kind of works. I just want to make these a stable. So I feel like they should have been. Harley Race should have been managing a stable of big boys. What's Bill Casimir? That is a face. That's fine. Again, I feel like he could be a heel. Alright, where are we looking? Yeah, right, either way, we have Vinny Vegas getting a win. I feel like Scott Hall doesn't really do anything in this. WCW 92. Stud entered 92, forming a short-lived team with Vinny Vegas and Scotty Flamingo. Do we need to hire Raven? Would it be under Raven? There he is. Let's just negotiate him on a handshake per show. 3 years to me is fine. As well as with members of Paulie's Dangerous Alliance. Scott began a feud with Dustin Rhodes in April 92 when he interfered in a match between Rhodes and Bobby Eaton. The idea of adding him to the Dangerous Alliance was contemplated but fell through when he left WCW and joined WWF as Razor Ramon in where do we find that out? He made his first appearance in May 92. Oh, we're not far off. That's fine. Vinny Vegas sticks around for like another year after. So let's have... In fact, let's stick the two of them over. So is it heel, male? How far down? Oh, they're slightly further up. So it's the Diamond Stud and Vinny Vegas. I feel like we could stick the three of them in against some jobbers. Because regardless, I need the three of them to get further up the card. Especially if the Diamond Stud's joining... especially if Scott Hall's joining the WWF soon. Put them against Big Josh, the Z-Man, and let's just do Big Josh, Sonny Trout and BN News. 5 minutes works fine with me. Let's stick the Diamond Stud over instead. Ooh, ooh. Nothing happens after, and then Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin beat the Italian Stallion and Weston. So let's have... Where are they? Are they under the Freebirds? They are indeed. It's fine, exclude already booked against Face Men. Let's put them against Todd Champion and Firebreaker Chip. Why are you happy? Not that I have anything against you, I'm just wondering why your morale is so high. How long? Again, 2 minutes. That's fine. Let's stick Hayes over. And then Van Hammer pins Mike Thorne. Van Hammer... Is he injured for the next year? He is. Instead, let's just stick Billy Robinson over... Terry Taylor. I really don't think Terry Taylor does anything else with his career after this. So it's no skin off my nose if I'm completely honest. Put there, put that there. So we need a World Championship Wrestling opening. 3 minutes. Pre-taped hype video in the ring's fine with me. And stick everyone over. Oh, has Paulie made his way up to a star? Should be, he's in every angle. Nice. Stick that here. And what other angles do we have? The show was hosted by Shivani. Shivani conducting a backstage interview with Vader and Harley Race on Vader facing Sting later in the show. And Race claiming that Sting would be eliminated before he got to Super Brawl. Instead, Shivani conducts a backstage interview with Arn Anderson and Paul E. On Arn facing Sting later in the show with dangerously claiming Sting will be eliminated before he gets to Super Brawl. So, interview, backstage, 4 minutes. Tony Schiavone is the interviewer. And cutting a promo, Paulie can, on a man called Sting. That can go here. Shivani conducted a podium interview with Rick Rude along with Paulie and Medusa, with Rude bringing up his recent attacks on Ricky Steamboat and claiming he would have Steamboat's wife cook him a steak dinner. Thank you very much. Shivani conducts a podium interview with WCW US Champion Rick Rude along with Paulie and Medusa. Rude brings up his recent attacks on Ricky Steamboat and claims he would have Steamboat's wife cook him a steak dinner. Paulie, once again, all the airtime. So Tony Schiavone as the interviewer, Rick Rude cutting a promo, Paul E cutting a promo, and Medusa just on character development with Ricky Steamboat off screen. Perfect. We got a Wrestling News Network segment hosted by Gordon Soley with the announcement of Super Brawl 2 matches, including Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton against Rick and Scott Steiner, Wyndham and Dustin Rhodes against Zbyszko and Steve Austin, Tom Zenk against Richard Morton, and Cactus Jack against Ron Simmons. So, announcement of Super Brawl 2 matches, including Arn and Eaton against the Steiners, Wyndham and Dustin Rhodes against Zbyszko and Austin. We don't need to do that match, we might just not do it. And Cactus Jack in action. That's fine. Gordon Soley on Arn, Bobby, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner. I basically just don't really want to book myself into a corner in case some of these matches can't go off. So we'll do Steve Austin, Cactus. We'll also have like Ron Simmons, Big Van Vader, if hopefully I can have him. Perfect. It's fine with me. Stick that here. Bischoff conducts a backstage interview with Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin, who called Anderson and Eaton a couple of phonies and claimed they would go through the WCW teams. Who call Anderson and Eaton a couple of phonies and claim they will go through the WCW's teams. So Eric Bischoff is this is the smoothest this has gone. Michael Hayes cutting a promo. Garvin on Arn and Bobby. Ah. Interview backstage. 4 minutes should be fine. So I mean, that's all of the segments for this show, I guess. We can afford to stick something on. Is there anything not really happening? Has Steve Austin made his way up to well known? I want to check his popularity climbing. Where? Oh, there it is. Track progress. Yeah, man's just jumping up from 44 to 49 to now 50. What would I like to do? We need to do something with King Kalua, to be fair. Let's have King Kalua and heel male. King Kalua and former NWA World Champion Ron Garvin. I guess I connect to the storyline. I guess can take on Jimmy Valiant. Dory Funk. Yeah. Yeah. So storyline, National Wrestling Alliance. I do need to add Dory in a major role. Run Gavin in a major role. I basically want King Kalua to go through all of... Now that he's suddenly the NWA World Champion, I want him to go through all of the, like, WCW champions. Or former NWA champions, sorry. I love how he started off. Tony Atlas defeated him. Rochester Roadblock and Tony Rumble defeated him. Metal Maniac defeated him. Tony Rumble and Honky Tonk defeated him. And then wins the title. ECW wins the title. International World Class Wrestling lost. And then is now doing nothing but winning. DV's gone from nothing to quite a lot. It's gone from, in the tri-state, 39 to 50 to 52. He just needs to be pushed. So let's stick Ron Garvin over, make it a tainted win. Angle. It's down. Kalua calls himself and Garvin the two best NWA World Heavyweight Champions and says no one will take this belt off of him. He has proven so far he's up there with Harley Race. Dory Funk, and who's the big NWA World Heavyweight? He's up there with Harley Race, Dory Funk, Ric Flair, and who'll be a good one? Who's a good territory boy? Luthez. So King Kalua cutting a promo. I guess Ron Garvin as well. On Dory. Dory can also be on character development since he's there. Who else? It's just a Magnum TA off screen. Harley Race off screen. We don't really have any other world champions. We do have what's his name? Who won it? Terry Taylor? Which I think is Wilden. Yeah, if we check the Alliance title, NWA Worlds. Yeah, Ron Garvin won it, which, I mean, what, 61 days? If we go down, Tommy Rich is who I was on about. Tommy Rich won it for 10 days. Giant Baba. I do plan on, hopefully, having King Kalua hold it until the point when Masahiro Chono does win it. Is there a point? No. Does Larry Zbyszko need to be winning? Yeah, well, Larry Zbyszko is said to be the winner. That's fine. Yeah. I'm probably going to leave it up to the point where Masahiro Chono wins it. And then just kind of just phase out King Kalua. He'll probably make a name for himself in some other indie companies, but I'm just going to be like, nope. No one's taking this belt off Chono. Who wins it after Chono, if I can check the list of champions? So Flair obviously vacates it, King Kalua's won it. So it's Chono. He wins it in August 92, then Muta in 93. A month later, Wyndham, and then Flair. And then it's vacated when WCW withdraws from the NWA. And later Shane Douglas wins it, and we know what Shane Douglas wins. He does that in 94, and then eventually it's won by Chris Candido. And then Dan Severn wins it from Candido and holds it from February 95 to March 99 for 1,479 days. Which, if I check days, so the longest is Luthez for 1,900, Dory Funk for 1,500, Dan Severn for 1,400. I can't believe Aldous won it, had it for 1,043 days. What was on that? So it was the NWA 70th anniversary show. Nick Aldis defeated Cody in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Crimson and Jax Dane defeated Crazy Steve and Shannon Moore. Willie Mack defeated Sam Shaw. Jazz defeated Penelope Ford. Tim Storm defeated Peter Avalon. Willie Mack won a fatal 4-way, including Ricky Starks. Barrett Brown defeated Laredo Kid. Sam Shaw won a 4-way. James Ellsworth won a match. The NWA's gone to absolute fucking pot. Such a shame, man. Anyway, let's run the show. World Championship Wrestling opening. Steamboat did not do well. Man, it's taped. How can you not do well? An extremely short match. Billy Robinson defeated Terry Taylor in 3:15 with a abdominal stretch. Schiavone does a backstage interview with Arn and Paulie on Arn facing Sting later in the show, with dangerously claiming Sting will be eliminated before he gets to Super Brawl. The Freebirds defeated the WCW Patriots when Hayes pinned Chip with a bulldog. Schiavone conducts a podium interview with Rick Rude along with Paulie and Medusa. Rude brings up his recent attacks on Steamboat and claims he would have Steamboat's wife cook him a steak dinner, though he's evil. The Diamond Mine defeated PN News, Big Josh and Sonny Trout when the Diamond Stud pinned Sonny Trout with a Diamond Death Drop. We get the announcement from Gordon Soley of Super Brawl 2 matches, including Arn and Bobby against Rick and Scott, Wyndham and Rhodes against Zbyszko and Austin, and Cactus Jack will be in action. And then in a superb match, Steamboat defeated Zbyszko in 9:54 with a quick roll-up. Zbyszko prepared to attack Steamboat until Dustin got between them. In a bout which had decent reaction from the crowd but subpar wrestling, Kaluuya and Garvin defeated Valiant and Funk, when Garvin submitted Funk with a sharpshooter after blatantly cheating. Kaluuya calls himself and Garvin two of the best NWA champions and says no one will take the belt off him. He's proven himself so far in just these few short days to be up there with Race, Funk, Flair and Luthez. Bischoff then conducts a backstage interview with Hayes and Garvin, who call Anson Eaton a couple of phonies and claims they will go through the WCW teams. And then in the main event, why did this bomb? Because the crowd were unclear. Lack of associated storylines. Of course there's an associated storyline. Fantastic heat and good wrestling. Sting defeated Arn in 1452 by countout. Dangerously attacks Sting in the ring, only to sustain the Stinger splash, and is briefly caught in the deathlock. Moments later, Sting hits a plancher onto the floor. Hits a plancher to the floor onto the Dangerous Alliance before leaving ringside. You know, I thought that would have been better. I was happy with that. I'll take the money though. Maybe not the popularity drop. Conan Stevens. So I feel like there's a lot going on between the WWF and WCW in recent weeks. Like, obviously we've released Greg Valentine and he's coming to WCW in, what did I say, May 92. Obviously Scott Hall goes over. Bad Morale in New Japan. Let's go through because we booked a lot of shows. Animal Hamaguchi gains power in New Japan. So Saturday night's main event was positive, with most having liked the majority of the show. Superstars of Wrestling, pretty good. People seem to have enjoyed it. WCW, great praise, drew a lot of praise. Power Hour was underwhelming. I understand that. I feel like there's a lot still going on in 1992. Sources within USWA locker room says Carl Fergie turned up clearly hungover. Buddy Landell got in an argument. I was going to say that the same Buddy Landell, but I'm unsure who I'm thinking of. Bill Irwin and Jerry Lynn got an enormous bust up. Robert Gibson's in trouble after no showing. Texas wrestler Kerry Von Erich was arrested last night for attempting to falsify drug prescriptions. He has been released on bond, but this incident has brought to light the rumored drug problem and legal problems that have plagued Kerry's career. Oh, looks a lordy. Dory Funk likes Firebreaker Chip. I'm glad Funk can. So Nikita, I think, comes into the face. Greg, I think, a heel. We'll wait on Raven. Should we try and sort out some of our... Thomas Rich, what is your story? Thomas Rich, professional wrestler. Tommy Rich, 68, fair play to him. So it seems like he leaves soon. In May 92, he departs. First chat yet. Began team with Tracy Armstrong after the former Young Pistol Steve Armstrong left WCW. Duo would engage against Patriots. Rich team with Diamond Page to defeat Bob and Chip in a dark match. I think we can get rid... In fact, we don't need to get rid of him. We just don't really need to use him. If he wants to lose, he can lose. Junkyard Dog. I can't believe he passes away in 98. After dropping a significant amount of weight to improve his conditioning, JYD returned in February 92. In April 93, formed a new team with Jim Neidhart to feud with Dick Slater. and Paul Orndorff. His last major appearance was at ECW, and he died in a single car accident. He fell asleep at the wheel, man. You know what? We'll give you a bonus. You can stay with us. You're probably always going to have chilly momentum, but I would be happy if you stayed. Tom Zenk. What is your... Because I don't think you ever go to the WWF. You're here till 94. And then you don't really do anything. Died in 2017. God, it must have been young. 59. He was in All Japan, so he kind of stays till 94. That's fine. You're popular enough that you can just job to some of the boys. Thomas Rich, more or less the same. I don't need to keep you happy. If you leave, you leave. Paul E, I'd like to keep you happy. That's fine with me. Ole Anderson, more or less the same. I'd like to keep you happy. Nice. Nikita's waiting to debut. Lex has morale issues. You will be leaving. That's fine. Zabisco has morale issues. Man just really doesn't like the booking team. What contract are you on if you have it getting 20,000? I was going to say, don't tell me I gave him 200,000. What else happened with Larry? Zabisco. He's basically here from 99 to 2000. He was released in 2000, just before WCW was bought by the WWF. Zabisco requested the WC cease referring to Chris Jericho as the living legend, claiming it infringed on his copyright. He challenged McMahon to a shoot fight on a pay-per-view, which never happened. Oh. And then he went to TNA in 2003. Fair. Has he ever been inducted in the WWF Hall of Fame? Maybe not after challenging him to a shoot fight, but... Oh yeah, he was. 2015. Fair. Alright, Zabisco, we will keep you happy. The Italian Stallion. This feels very much like a... what's it called? Like a clean-up kind of wrestling stream. So, his appearance increased in 92. He was in a losing effort against Steve Williams and Terry Gordy. He wrestled as a masked intruder. He was in WWF in 93. So, though he would never get higher than lower mid-card status, he would help a young Matt and Jeff break into the WWF as jobbers. Though the Hardys would make 150 per appearance as jobbers, the Italian Stallion would charge them $100 per appearance. According to Matt, he ended up leaving the Hardys stranded in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the three were supposed to meet before travelling to a show in Georgia. In the process, the Italian Stallion left the Hardys to fend for themselves, but still wanted to collect 100 per appearance from the boys. Matt told Bruce Pritchard about what happened, and the WWF would contact the Hardys directly for jobbing, before the two would eventually sign with the WWF full-time. Dickhead. I can say that because he's still alive. He retired in 97. You can stay, but once you decide you want to leave, you can leave. Big Josh. That's Matt Bourne, isn't it? Or as he's mostly known, Dwight the Clown. Passed away in 2013. 55, man. So he left in the summer of 92. He becomes the villainous. Has he not been Doink yet? You know, I really thought Doink was a lot earlier than 92. Who wins the 1993 King of the Ring? Isn't there a King Harley Race? Or have I made that up? I really thought Harley Race was in a King of the Ring. Unless that's a separate, unless it wasn't a pay-per-view. Anyway. Yeah, I guess September 92, Doink leaves, or Doink joins. That's fine. We can still use Big Josh. I suppose when he's unhappy with us, he can be unhappy with us. Because he doesn't come back to WCW. Fair. Yeah, if he's upset, it's not necessarily any skin off our nose. Who else? Regal, Ivan Koloff. He doesn't need to be a manager. Ooh, that's fine with me. What teams do we have? Is that the only team of the Koloff brothers? It looks like it. That's fine. Let's add the team of Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero and Art Bar. Chris and Dean, they're on different sides. Please note that the team members could not feel automatic. Is Dusty not an active wrestler? Dusty does end up wrestling. Oh, he's just not ticked as a wrestler here. Yeah. Contract expires on Wednesday, the 1st of July. Does Dusty Rhodes not wrestle until then? Where is he? So return to WCW 91. Booking disagreements between Rhodes and Flair led to Flair leaving for WWF. Rhodes served as an on-screen manager for Simmons from 91 to 92. In a match that was advertised on WCW in October 91. I will well past that. Dusty made his in-ring return after nearly 1 year of absence on the January 4th New Japan WCW show, teaming with his son. He began making house show appearances on the air. On May 16th, he seconded that Nikita Volkov in his match. Dusty was again in the corner. He joined the broadcast team. On February 25th, his son Dustin defeated Paul Orndorff. When does he wrestle again? Or does he just not wrestle again? On 94... So not for a while, so that's fine. We don't need to have that as a team. Funk and Foley. There, we don't need to do that. Rick Rude and Tommy Sinclair. The Armstrongs. We can do that. Oh, they're currently on different sides. Freebirds, Freebirds. Superpowers. Texas Outlaws, Unbeatables. Yeah, oh, that's fine. So we have main event up next. Let me just get that up. Main event 992. Main event isn't the show that we auto book. Once again, back on the history of WWF. Oh god, what result will that be? 2-9. Yeah, here. Oh, special start time 5:05. And 2:16 to... Yeah, 2:16. After 2-9. Yes, yes. That's fine, that's fine. Let's move over to the WWF and see what's going on. The NBC, yeah, we know about that. NBC was unhappy, we don't care about that. So, Superstars got a 1.52 and 1 million people viewing it. The buy rate was 0.18. 94,000 people bought it, but 4.73 on the TV rating, which is 3 million viewers for Saturday night's main event. I think that went down well. So it looks like this, if I actually quickly cheat, edit, if we go to narratives, check 1992 Kerry Von Erich. Requirement Kerry Von Erich's live, Kerry Von Erich attribute, 100% single use. So does this not have... The effect is work start having a law problem, strength is 4. Alright. Don't look at any of my other stuff. That's fine, he can have a law problem. Hopefully it shouldn't affect anything. So Jim Duggan. Once again, back on the Wikipedia. Where are we at? So he doesn't leave until 94. Where he defeated Steve Austin in a squash match in 35 seconds. Fuck off. Absolutely not. But we will keep you here. He's on 15,000. If I give you a bonus of 20,000, you happy? Nice. If I search the Nasty Boys, yeah, I was hoping they would come up as like a giant wiki article. So the Nasty Boys returned to WCW in July '93. I guess we'll keep you around for now. $20K. Sags. 20K. Jimmy Snuka. Tell me about Jimmy Snuka. Jimmy Snuka killed his ex-wife. That's all you need to know about this. No. 93. In 91, Snuka was defeated by The Undertaker at WrestleMania. 92, competed in the Rumble, but only lasted 3 minutes. Snuka left WWF soon after, his last recorded match being a loss to Shawn Michaels on February 8, 92. In the midst of his ECW career, Snuka once again returned to the WWF in September 93, defeating Brian Christopher, MSG. He returned 2 nights later, defeat in a squash match. The following week on Raw, Snuka participated in a battle royale for the vacant IC title before departing the company. So he just wrestled in ECW till 94. Makes a WCW appearance in May. But other than that, nothing really. Not until like 96. He competed in a Survivor Series. Yeah. I'm happy to just... If I give him a little bit of a bonus, if I give you 10K, I am then happy just to release you from your contract. You're under a handshake deal. So really, I don't have to give you anything. Is there a way I can see whom else you're with? So WWF and ASW. Truth be told, I could just get rid of you. I'll keep you, but I probably won't use you. Which I don't necessarily feel bad about when it comes to Jimmy Snuka. But at least you're happy. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Again, if once again we check, when does Bobby Heenan leave? There he is. 94 he leaves. Heenan's original plan was to retire and spend time with family and relax, but he was contacted by WCW. He was unsure at first, but accepted the offer once he found out WCW provided a lighter work schedule and health insurance. Oh. Heenan and Monsoon's relationship is beautiful to me. Let's give you a bonus. Just regular 10k. Job's a good one. Brutus Beefcake. Again, another man I'm shocked is alive. What do you do? So he's in WWF until 93. Does a tour of New Japan. And then in 94 debuts in WCW. That's fine. We'll keep you happy then. Give you 10k. You're happy. Gorilla Monsoon, I will give you the world. Are you not happy with 10k? What if I now give you 20? Yeah, there you go. So, who is the booking team? Who could... Jack Lanza could go. Where is... Remove? Search. Well, Gorilla Monsoon does want to be with it. His booking skill is 35. Who's the other one? Bobby the Brain, 25. Who's got a good booking skill? 20, 51, but the Mountie won't always be around. Rudy, 67, he's not always going to be around. '63, he is always around for the most part anyway. When does Monsoon leave? Does Monsoon go to WCW? Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, Monsoon never goes to WCW. Any reason? So Bobby Heenan insists on doing a tribute to Monsoon, even though Monsoon never worked for WCW. Heenan said on air, Gorilla will be sadly missed. Now he was one big tough man. He was a decent honest man and we're all going to miss him very much. Gorilla Monsoon, WCW. No, nothing about... him ever being like offered a contract or anything. We could put Monsoon on the thing then. Tony has a 60. What attribute? There you go. People are happy. And he has a little bit of a better skill. Jack Lanza's unhappy. That's fine. You're a good road agent, so I'll give you 10k. Nice. Nice little cleanup. Any teams that we have that we want to add? British Bulldog, no. Powers of Pain. They can be a Powers of Pain, yeah. Super Assassins, eh. That's fine with me. Alright, all looks good. WF Wrestling Challenge. What do we do with Wrestling Challenge? So Wrestling Challenge is our auto-booked show. We book Brown Down Wrestling and Thingy. Right. That's the thing, I just need to tell myself that. So Wrestling Challenge is fine. Are we now in the Northwest? We are in the Northwest. I'm really trying to be more on it than I was yesterday. So Jim Duggan entertained the locker room by organising a poker tournament. Owen tried to bring Kevin into some backstage team building, only succeeded in annoying him. Tanaka and Sean Mooney have butted heads and are furious at each other. Lawler passed on tips to Louis Spicoli. Monsoon passed on tips to Joey Morella. Oh good. We don't need to address the locker room, we can just auto-book this show. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're all doing well. I, for one, am doing fine now that I'm here. I've said it before in different streams, mostly the skateboarding ones. It does... like... streaming does help to chill me out and probably helps with my mental health. So I do really appreciate anyone that tunes into any part of what I do. Speaking of that, YouTube Studios, how are the videos doing? I like to make sure everything's running fine. It seems to be. People seem to be liking the stuff. That I know of. I don't have any dislikes though. I don't know if it'd be showing me. Last video was published on the 18th. It's now the 21st. I can upload something later tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Sorry, I am drinking a cider at the same time as doing this. So, you alright, Lolo? Sorry, did I wake you? As soon as you finished your breakfast, you can have your tea, right? I'm gonna be eating my tea later. You go back to sleep. Yeah, everything seems to be going well on all fronts. I appreciate everyone a whole lot. So, if I ever seem ungrateful for anyone watching me, then I apologise, because video featuring Earthquake and the Dragon Bombers, because it does make this a whole lot more fun having a whole bunch of people watching it. As much as I enjoy it, as much as I just enjoy doing this, like, this is... I would only be doing this but in silence. So for me, it does kind of... bare faces. So for me, this isn't too much of a stretch to do it and just talk aloud. So Skinner against Crush. Instead, let's have Skinner lose to Face, Male. Is anyone down here who want to build up? Coco, Butch, nah. Let's put Crush against... oh, Tank is already wrestling. Crush against Bulldog? Not Crush. Skinner against Bulldog. I do worry that I've kind of, for lack of a better term, booked myself into a corner. Because I enjoy playing this game so much, and I do play it a lot in my spare time, that anything else I play or upload, no one is going to typhoon, an earthquake. No one's gonna really care about. Which I get. It's all up to me to do it and enjoy it. I don't care about the numbers and such, but it is nice to see people enjoying the things that I do. I feel like one likes to think it's because of them that people enjoy watching things more than the game. But I think to a point people just also enjoy wrestling. So it's fun to watch these. Though, truth be told, I don't know why I'm giving all this exposition. I think it's because we're booking a B show. This isn't really the kind of content I consume. Like, I'm much more like a video essay kind of guy. I don't really watch streams, which is probably why mine, for lack of a, what's he doing? Cut the promo. Why my streams might not be very good, because I don't watch others and I don't know what people are getting up to. I just enjoy playing this game, and I think people kind of enjoy watching me play it, which is really cool and wild for me to think. Maybe I should consume more of this content. I just realised, like, video essays and camping videos. That's the extent of me. TEW essay off screen. Who else is in that storyline? It's the $1 Million Woman, I think. IRS. Off screen. Book. Nice. Tito against the Warlords. Tito. What does Tito Santana get up to? So he's in the WWF until 87, 91, 93. Santana continued to wrestle through the first half of 93, following WrestleMania 4, facing Razor Ramon, Adam Bomb and Papa Shango. His final match was where he defeated Damien Demento, and then International World Class Championship Wrestling. Returned to the WWF as a commentator for the Spanish announce team. Santana made a one-time appearance where he defeated Jeff Jarrett in a dungeon match on Nitro in 2000. I think I'll keep him around then. Just because I like Tito Santana. I retired from teaching in June 2023. Fair play to him. How old is he now? 71. I understand that. To this day, he still appears on Independent Circus while working as a teacher until June 23. I understand some people probably would have, like, some shitty little kids probably would have made fun of him for, like, being a teacher. But I would have thought it was the coolest thing in the world to have Tito Santana as my teacher. Interview with Mr. Perfect and great. Well, I can't really remember what I was talking about previously. Just being appreciative of people watching this. And if anyone does have any criticisms, or I guess a better thing would be like constructive criticism or general feedback. On the stuff that I do, I'll always happily take it and welcome it. If someone's like, your stream layout sucks, like, just put some things on. I understand. Or feel like we don't want you to acknowledge that it's a stream, don't talk chat if you're making videos. I also understand that. So, just let me know what you want. Must book 2 more minutes. I can do that in the main event. Doot doot. So Shawn Michaels, Papa Shango, and heel male Ted DiBiase against Coco and the Bushwhackers. In fact, we can just do Dynamite Kid. Heel male. Let's stick HBK. Where is HBK at now? Is he still just recognisable? Yeah. How so? What's his popularity like? Track progress from... It's just hanging around at 53. I guess it's hard to make your way up. That's good. 69% so would not be penalised. Match angle, match angle, match angle, match angle. I'm not sure. We got the WWF Wrestling Challenge opening. Berserker defeated Brian Costello in 326 with a camel clutch. Salient Button, best viewers on streamboo.com. Thank you, I would love to pay for my viewers. Video featuring Earthquake and the Dragon Bombers. Bulldog defeated Skinner in 339 with a running power slam. Interview with Animal and Hawk. In a bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. Tanaka and the Von Erichs defeated Sonny Blaze, Dale Wolf and Chris Duffy, when Tatanka pinned Dale Wolf with an Indian death drop. Interview with Bossman and Verge. Tito defeated the Brooklyn Brawler in 320 with a flying forearm smash. Interview with Perfect and Flair. In a poor match, Shango, Michaels and the Dynamite Kid defeated Coco Beware and the Bushwhackers, when Shawn Michaels pinned Butch with a sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels was head and shoulders above everyone else. $8,000, happy with that. WCW main event. So we have Rick Rude pinning Marcus Bagwell in 5 minutes. No one gets the night off. I think we're in the Mid-South. Yep. Pick best option. Locker room incidents. And Anderson ran some drills. Chris Jericho was fun to be around. Job's a good one. Address the locker room. Can I meddle in anything? Between Orly and Dusty. Hopefully something happens. So what did I say the match was? Rick Rude pinning Marcus Bagwell. That's fine. 6 minutes. Rick Rude goes over, wins with a Rude Awakening. That's fine. After the bout, Rude hits a second Rude Awakening on Bagwell, with Sting then clearing Rude from the ring. That's fine. With Sting then clearing house. So, Rick Rude, Sting, Bagwell. Three minutes does me. Up next is Van Hammer getting a victory. Instead of Van Hammer, let's have a 2v2 and let's stick over... Oh, we don't have Billy Robinson. Or Steven Regal. It could be a heel, to be fair. He is. Or Johnny Sand. That's fine. Instead, who else on the show? Ron Simmons. Yeah, let's have Pillman and face male. Let's have Pillman and Liger take on heels. I don't know. Buddy Lee Parker and Pat Rose. I'm so sad at Richard Martin being on there. Let's stick Pillman over. Can we hire Robert Gibson? I also agree. Could we just bring it as a handshake, fair show, Ironclad 3 years? If I just search Rock and Roll Express. So, Morton and Gibson continued their singles career until Roberts was released in November 91. Morton stayed on in WCW as a heel until 92. So at Super Brawl 3, the Rock and Roll Express defeat the Heavenly Bodies. And the Bodies defeat Express for the Smoky Mountain Tag Team titles at Survivor Series. So the Smoky Mountain feud basically brought them over different promotions, which is cool. I think I'm going to bring Robert Gibson into here and just have them as a tag team here. That's cool, we can stick that there. Where are the results? Ron Simmons defeated Chris Sullivan's in 49 seconds. Is Simmons here? There he is. He can beat the heel male. Terry Taylor, I guess. 1 minute. Ron Simmons. And then Sting and the Steiners defeated Cactus, Mr. Hughes, and Vader. So Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner. This is too good of a match. Scott Steiner and Sting defeated Abdullah, Cactus, and Mr. Hughes. 15 minutes, I guess. When Sting pinned Hughes following a clothesline off the top. Let's stick the Steiners over. Sting doesn't need the win. So included comments from Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin, who claimed they would take the WCW Tag Team titles from Arn and Bobby. Claim they will take the Tag Team titles from Arn and Bobby. Hayes and Garvin claim they will take the titles from Arn. I mean, it all fits, so I didn't have to do this, but from Arn and Bobby. 3-minute backstage interview with Michael Hayes cutting a promo, Jimmy Garvin cutting a promo on Arn Anderson off screen, Bobby Eaton off screen. Stick that hither. Jim Ross conducting a backstage interview with Arn Eaton, along with Paul E, who stated the champions' upcoming title defense against Rick and Scott at Super Brawl 2 may be the greatest tag team match of all time. Jim Ross conducts backstage interview with Arn Eaton, along with Paul E, who stated the champions' upcoming title defense against Rick and Scott at Super Brawl. Yeah. So, Jim Ross is the interviewer. Cutting a promo. Bobby Eaton cutting a promo. And Paul E. On Rick Steiner. Scott Steiner. We can also do it on Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin. 4 minutes interview backstage. Boop, boop. Stick that here. And then comments from Barry Windham, who warned Zbyszko that revenge was coming. Just Barry Windham. Windham warns Larry Zbyszko that revenge is coming soon. 4 minutes. Barry Windham cutting the promo on Larry. Backstage. It's good. 6 more minutes. If we have a WCW Super Brawl ad. Nice. 4 minutes. Pre-taped video. In the ring's fine. Stick all the main boys on some character development. That's perfect. So if we also stick that here, we can then do a 3v3 of who do I want to be further up? Oh, there's also a 3v3 in them. Oh, bar, look at you. Let's track you up. Just made your way up. Fair play to you. Let's have Art Bar, Eddie Guerrero, whose name I'll change, and I guess let's take Chris Jericho against faces Todd, Tim, and Chip. How long? We literally need 2 minutes. Let's make this 5. Let's have Eddie Guerrero and make this match steal the show, I guess. And put that here. Roster. Eddie Guerrero. Puerto Rico. Perfect. Art Bar, this is the thing, yeah, the American Love Machine. Chris Jericho. Just call him Lionheart, that's fine. Perfect. So if I just Art Bar, Lionheart, and Eddie Guerrero. Oh, I forgot to do the opening angle. That's fine. First time I think I forgot to do that. In a bout which had good heat and decent wrestling, Rude defeated Bagwell in 6:04 with a Rude Awakening. After the bout, Rude hits a second Rude Awakening on Bagwell, with Sting then clearing Rude from the ring. Pillman and Liger defeated Buddy Lee Parker and Pat Rose when Pillman pinned Parker with an air Pillman. Hayes and Garvin claim they will take the tag team titles from Arn and Bobby Eaton. Ron Simmons defeated Terry Taylor in 1:12 by pinfall with a sharpshooter, with a spinebuster, sorry. Got a Super Brawl ad. In a terrible match, let's see if I can do this. La Pareja Del Terra defeated Tim Boss and the WCW Patriots when Eddie pinned Bossman with a brainbuster. Look at that. 50, 38, 44. Jim Ross conducts a backstage interview with Arn and Eaton, along with Paul Lee, who stated the champions' upcoming title defense against Rick and Scott at Super Brawl 2 may be the greatest tag team match of all time. Then the main event, which did better than I had any right to. Good heat and decent wrestling, Sting and the Steiners defeated Abdullah, Cactus and Hughes, when Sting pinned Abdullah with a Frankensteiner. That was wild. Wyndham warned Sabisco that revenge is coming soon. Very solid show. 27,000 as well. What more do you need? The Sheik. The Sheik is apparently what we need. So what's going on in the Grey Dog mod forums? 2004 mod's going well. Update from Mild about the 2002 mod. Let's see. All seems fine. What did Mild say about the 2002 one? Still being worked on as limited free time. That's fair. What's Real World Chronicles saying? The NWA needs an overhaul for the next update. Jack stay inside. Joe Alonso has been gone since the title. Meduna's has been long gone. A lot of people. Why are people really watching NWA? I guess the NWA is a good thing to like, a good promotion to have in. Sorry, I probably need to check where Paul Orndorff. Like, I get NWA is a good one to have in TEW modern day because you can build them up, but like, I understand that people give out, but like they're not very good. Returned to WCW in '92 to 2001. That's fine with me. I'm always happy with Paul Orndorff. And he passed away in 2021. Always sad, man. But I suppose that's the nature of booking these things. How did Wrestling Challenge go down? A few extremists, people loved or hated it, that's fine. Tory Funk gains power within rings, that's fair. Nikita's been hired on a handshake, that's fine with me. 46,000 people watch main event. Here? Yes. He can be Scotty the Body. It's probably easier to be, is it Scotty Flamingo? Yeah. Nice. Big Josh, Stallion, Luger, Rich. Oh, that's fine with me. Carry on with the WWF saying. To be fair, I've heard this hour and a half has actually flew by doing this. Paul, I don't think Tatanka's going to be a star. I would maybe agree. Flair has some man roll issues with what? Oh, the booking team. Ugh. But if I give you 20,000 in our normal, it's nice. Primetime Wrestling. Primetime Wrestling. 10 February 92. February 17th. I need the one before that. Wait. Didn't the show take a night off because of the Westminster Dog Show? Isn't that a thing? Primetime Wrestling results. 210. Yeah, it didn't happen because of the dog show. Ho ho! That's fine. No one gets a night off. We are in the Northwest, I think? Yes. Viking Pavilion, locker room incidents. Owen doesn't like sags. Linda's been passed on to Steve. Luke gives some good stuff. The Warlord and Tatanka are bonded over a love of modern musicals. We don't need to address the locker room. So what happens on the next show? Just so we can nose. British Bulldog gets a win by... Well, gets a... What's it called? Squash. Undertaker gets a squash. Bossman pins Berserker. Shawn Michaels beats Louis Spicolli. Piper pinned the Mountie. Oh, that's just a showing of Saturday Night's Main Event. Nasty Boys and the Natural Disaster defeated Owen and Jim. And the Duggan Slaughter, who subbed for the Legion of Doom. Rick Martel squash, Beverly squash, Brett squash. Warlord pinned Hercules. Tatanka pinned Kato. Yeah. So our main event, instead, I want to put together the team of Ric Flair and Sid Justice beating faces Slaughter and Bossman. Happy with that. 15 minutes. I want to stick Sid over. Storytelling. Nice. I would like to do a 4v4 of teams. I'd like to do the Von Erichs and faces. I think the New Foundation against heels, the Beverleys and the Nasty Boys. I want to give this as an Owen Hart Flash pinfall. Is that an option? Yeah. We can also put this match to steal the show, I think. It's fine with me. I'll do another tag match. He loves them. I like to do heel males. Let's do the Dynamite Kid and who's a good tag partner for him? Definitely not the Mountie. I think a Dynamite Kid and Haku against faces Bulldog and Brett. Heel men. Yeah, Haku is probably the best. 10 minutes. Let's stick. Where's everyone at? Is Brett well known? Yeah. Let's stick Bulldog over Haku. Nice, I can open the show. Thinking 5 matches, and then we'll put in some angles and kind of see what the crack is. IRS against Virgil. Let's put an IRS tainted win. I do like Mike Rotundo. Here. And another one. What are the storylines you have going on? Yeah, let's have Shawn Michaels beat face male Nikita Volkov. 4 minutes. Shawn goes over. And another quick one. We can do a Tatanka squash over heel male. The Repo Man probably. Who's the Repo Man again? Oh, Barry Darso. 1 minute. Tatanka goes over. Boop. Boop. Angle. So, is Primetime Wrestling a B show? Yes. Right. So I didn't have to put this much effort in. Primetime Wrestling is right. I got confused with Superstars of Wrestling. So it doesn't have to actually be this big of a show. That's fine. Third F, Primetime Wrestling opening. Didn't have to put this much effort in, but I guess we are now. 4 minutes. I guess you know what an A show would be like if I wasn't following things as historically accurate. Dynamite Kid leaves to Bulldog, and Brett. It's not worth having to wrestle Davy boy. So we just need Dynamite, Haku, Brett, and British Bulldog. So storyline in the British Bulldogs, we can put Brett in for Spartan. Nice. IRS against Virgil. IRS goes to attack Virgil with his briefcase, but whom is it? Big Boss Man Flea's house. IRS, Virgil, and Bossman. Perfect, perfect. Sean and Sherry lock Marty. That's where he's been since being super kicked through the window. She's sensational, Sherry. Shawn Michaels. Marty off screen. Perfect, stick that here. The Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys load up on chairs to attack the two teams. But the Von Erichs and the Hart Foundation stand their ground, not letting them in. Beverly and Nasty try to attack with chairs, but Von Erichs don't let them in. Perfect. See, we're getting somewhere. I'm getting better at this. So Blake, Bo, Ryan Nobbs, Chase Eggs, Kerry, Kevin, Owen and Jim. Nope. There we go. Perfect, stick that here. Papa Shango. Hype video, I guess. Papa Shango cut the promo. The Ultimate Warrior off screen. 3 minutes. Outside broadcast video. Pre-taped. Character development. Perfect, stick that here. Ric Flair and Sid say they have banded together to end Hulk Mania. Hulk Hogan cutting a promo. Perfect. Not Hulk Hogan cut promo, but we can stick him on his character development. Ric Flair cutting a promo. Sid cutting a promo. Mr. Perfect. Yeah, it's 6 minutes in the ring. Perfect. Need 4 more minutes. Don't really have a double act. We could do a WrestleMania. WrestleMania 8 advert. I have to count in my head the Roman numerals. In case you're wondering, pre-taped video. It's in the ring. Hype. Put all the main men in, but not the Ultimate Warrior. I can't believe how much trouble he was, like the Ultimate Warrior. Just at the time of growing up, I was like, he's just so cool. And then you learn about all your wrestlers, all your favourite wrestlers are scumbags. You can tell he's had a drink, he's calling them wrestlers scumbags. Perfect. What's the issue? Book 1 more minute. Gosh. We put that there. We can have quick 2v2. We can have Hogan and where's Beefcake? Why would he be not here? Bruce is still out injured. Is he recently injured? He's out for another year. Jesus. I had no idea. That's fine. Let's have a 2v2 of Hogan and his mate, I guess Duggan, against heels Skinner and Tanaka. It doesn't even need to be long. 4 minutes. Hogan's obviously going over. What's the problem? Hulk Hogan is happy at the booking. Why? Because it's scripted. Bloody hell, of course it is. Thanks, Hogan. All looks pretty good to me. 69%, so we'll not be penalised. It is a B show, so there's not too much problem. We've got a WWF Primetime Wrestling opening. In a decent match, the Hart Foundation of Bulldog and Brett defeated Dynamite Kid and Haku when Bulldog pinned Haku with a running power slam. Dynamite Kid leads Haku to Bulldog and Brett, saying it's not worth his time to wrestle Davey Boy. Decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. IRS defeated Virgil in 5:55 after using the ropes illegally for leverage. IRS goes to attack Virgil with his briefcase, but Bossman clears house. Michaels defeated Volkov in 3:34 by pinfall with sweet chin music. Sean and Sherry mock Marty. Ask where he's been since being super kicked through a window. In a bout which had decent reaction from the crowd but subpar wrestling, the Von Erichs and the New Foundation defeated the Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys when Owen pinned Blake with a fast roll-up. The Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys load up on chairs to attack the two teams, but the Von Erichs and Hart Foundation stand their ground, not letting them in. Hogan and Duggan defeated Skinner and Tanaka when Hogan pinned Skinner with the big boot. Got WrestleMania 8 advert. Tanaka defeated Repo Man in 122 with an Indian death drop. We got a Papa Shango hype video. Then in a main event, which to be fair did bits, Flair and Sid defeated Slaughter and Bossman when Sid pinned Slaughter with a powerbomb. Ric Flair and Sid say they have banded together to end Hulkamania. Nice. 72. Happy with that. 14,000. Solid. Can't complain too much. Overall, very happy with how that show went. I can't actually complain too much, or anywhere near as much as I want to. Perfect. I think this is where we might end the stream. Primetime Wrestling, pretty good. People seem to enjoy the show, as they should. It was a solid show. Douglas against Craig DeGeorge. Kip Allen Frey's contract is ending. Honestly, I'm willing to just keep it on exclusive written forever. It's a bit much though. Well, 1,600 for 1 year. There you go. House show was held. Made $6 grand. It's fine with me. Some stuff's up later. Not the WWF saying. Shawn Michaels' contract is ending. Oh, brother. You are here for the next 10 years. 15,000 for 10 years. Absolutely. You're at least here to 2002. Paul Ellering thinks Virgil doesn't get it. Sid Vicious thinks Blake Beverly doesn't get it. Then we have Superstars at Wrestling in 4 days. Incident with Davey Boy, who abuses painkillers. Fine. That means bare people's gonna be unhappy. What's Jake's problem? The booking team. I hate this. I wish you could turn this off because everyone has a different problem each day. Let's just continue to sim forward till the next show, and then we can end it. Should we stick some different music on? There you go, some Castlevania and chill. Just for this little part before we end. What's WCW saying? Sandman agrees to a deal, so does JT Smith. Robert Gibson's feuding with Terry Gordy. Oh gosh. Oh, the Patriot. Doesn't the Patriot come to WWF at some point? WWF also not much going on. I feel like Keith Marriott has always looked the same in like any of these mods and portraits. That's the only photo anyone can get of him. If anyone wants to see any written dynasties I've done, I do also write up a save on the Grey Dog forums. If anyone's interested in peeping that out, I occasionally do some writing. What else is going on? Dad Shibata got into an argument with Animal Hamaguchi. Chief Enforcer Andre. God, he looks like shit there, doesn't he? What's going on? Put on a house show in the Mid-South. WWF. PNW have made Haku an offer. That's fine. Mike Chioda's contract's ending again. 10 years. Longer than that's fair, but I'm willing to give you 10 grand a year for 5 years. You put up a lot more of an issue than Sean. I will hire all of these men if someone gives me a chance in WCW. Willie Wilhelm, man. Part of me's tempted, similar to the New Japan WCW Super Show, to do one with rings. Just for my own absolute enjoyment. But I'll kind of have to see what comes off. Because I'm fine with it. Sources say Roddy Piper has signed up to be in a major film. 3 months. Oh, let's hope he doesn't want to keep that title. Steve Williams has left the UWF. He has joined All Japan exclusively, to be fair. He is the Triple Crown champion and the Tag Team champion. Robert Gibson. Hip Allen Fry. Let's go to the WWF. Roddy Piper is off to make a movie in 3 months. It's great for us. Independent wrestling from Tucson. Ivan Patinsky and Ricky Rice. Trevor Blanchard, I assume no connection. Dick the Bruiser Jr., Jeff Gaylord, Todd Olson. There's always just like, I don't know if it's just from playing this, but there's always a series of names that I just kind of recognise from now on. And while that's fine, while I'm happy to just know wrestlers through this, sometimes I look at names and I'm like, why do I know you? Like, how do I know your name so much? Need to make me tea after this. I'm having some kind of tofu, vegetable, tomato pasta. Choose not what I've got in. Go vegan, save the world. Is that Conan? It is! New CMLL World Heavyweight Champion. All Japan have made a touring contract to Ricky Steamboat. Doesn't seem like it's still there. Hope Show in the Great Lakes was held. WWF. Bobby Blaze is now a regular wrestler. I don't even know what he was before. We put on a house show. Mike Chioda's willing to sign. Perfect. Now is a better time than any. So, thank you all for being here. It does mean the world. To anyone that's watched, listened, hung out, dipped. Whoever's watching it preemptively now. It means the world to me. So, thank you. Thank you for tonight. Hope you all have a lovely day. Look after yourself.